Awesome peeps, today is Wednesday, November 29, 2023, and you're watching a special edition of the Weekly Paw. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the editor-in-chief and co-publisher of Pet Lifestyles Magazine. We hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday. It was an absolutely stunning weekend in New York, although I will say it did start with a visit, in my house anyway, with a visit to City MD on East 14th Street, when my Cuisinarts blade attachment decided to slice into my pinky at about 8 o'clock in the morning. No, it wasn't the Cuisinarts' fault. I was cleaning it, and there was too much soap on it, slipped out of my hand, and bam, hurt like hell. Thank you, City MD, for the help on Thanksgiving morning. Hope you guys had a much better rest of your day. Ugh, what a pain in the finger. Anyway, moving on. So a handful of you right now are probably asking, why is the Weekly Paw coming out today? Well, technically it's not. However, some things have happened in the last few days that warrant this special edition. And one of them is extremely serious. The first is to talk about this mysterious canine respiratory illness that is gripping the country right now. No one knows what it is yet. Stop listening to all of the noise and the rumors. Please just use your head, and I'm going to get into this in a second, in order to avoid the mistakes that we made during COVID, and frankly, how it was treated during the pandemic by the media, by politicians, by experts. I wanted us to get out ahead of what we were seeing as a major problem. There's a lot of noise out there, and most of it is incorrect. Now, granted, people are rightly concerned about it, and they're reacting to every rumor on the internet. So please, stop doing that, because all you're going to do is make yourself frustrated. You're going to frustrate others. More importantly, you're going to frustrate your forever friend. So we made a few calls to our experts and put together a quick advisory to help you navigate this situation as we understand it today. Folks, this is fluid and it's going to change over the next few weeks. So first of all, people are saying it's kennel cough. Folks, it's not. It's far worse than that. Second, the media has been trying to keep up with the development and spread of this. And I get it. It's hard. Having been a journalist most of my life, having worked at CNN and other major outlets, they are literally reporting that the bug is not in New York. Unfortunately, I actually know that's not true. It is in over 20 states now, including New York. I know this because there have been a few deaths already in Manhattan, and I'm already also hearing of a number of cases in the Hudson Valley. So rather than dwell on the rumor and the ridiculous, we thought we would just throw out some common sense suggestions and advice until we learn more about this new illness. And as I said, there are developments every day, frankly, multiple times a day. So just be patient and use your head. Don't believe everything you read. Now, we sent this out this morning on social to make people smile and ensure they knew what was going on. Now, obviously, Briorio hasn't spoken to anyone. I did. So here we go. Ensure your dog is up to date on their annual respiratory disease vaccination. You always want to make sure that your dog or your cat is always up on their vaccines. Now, in this particular case, the respiratory disease vaccination is essential for canines. Do not let your dog interact with strange dogs until we know more. Now, there is no advisory right now that says dogs can catch it from each other. However, most respiratory illnesses are in fact transmitted that way and through body fluids and the like. So the idea here and in this suggestion is if you've got dogs in the same house, obviously that's fine. If you have dogs in an urban metro like a New York or Chicago or an LA, and they have friends that they play with, be very, very, very careful with that. Because if those dogs have interacted with a dog that's infected, then they're going to spread it. So that's why we say don't let your dog interact with strange dogs until we know more. Obviously, avoid doggy daycare and boarding facilities. And I know that's hard for a lot of folks. But again, we just don't know enough, and it's better to be safe than sorry. Avoid dog runs and dog parks for obviously the same reasons, and do not drink from communal water bowls. So That is a very common thing that happens at dog runs and dog parks, at social gatherings for canines, that kind of thing where you've got communal water bowls. Please avoid them like the plague. As I said, a lot of respiratory illnesses are transmitted, obviously, human to human or canine to canine in this case, but also through fluids. And there's obviously with dogs, a lot of backwash that goes into those communal water bowls. Now, if your dog exhibits any of these symptoms, please contact your veterinarian immediately. So that's coughing, sneezing, nasal and or eye discharge that's unusual, lethargy or weakness, decreased appetite or refusing to eat, and then, of course, a fever. Now, the most important suggestion we have, please remain calm and understand, again, it's a fluid situation, which means, like COVID, it evolves as it spreads. But unlike COVID, we need to remain vigilant and just stay calm until we actually know what we're dealing with. Only together with this kind of issue, knowing what we all know that happened during the pandemic, only together can we get through this peacefully and calmly and listen to actual veterinarians, not wannabe experts that show up on the net. And I know the irony in my statement of that, since I'm not a doctor or a vet, but I have consulted with many, specifically for this exact reason. So, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you advice. And at the end of the day, it's ultimately your responsibility and your decision as to what to do to keep your forever one safe. So stay safe out there, folks. All right. Another reason why we wanted to do a special edition is to focus on a very, very pawsome thing our pals at Best Friends Animal Society did over the weekend. Now, to say they've been busy is an understatement. They hosted a social impact stunt in New York to help raise awareness for the need for adoption of shelter and rescue pets. Now, just look at how amazing this is. It was hosted in Times Square on Saturday. Best Friends had set up crates all over the area with 1,000 balloons inside. Now, these balloons represent the 1,000 cats and dogs that are killed in shelters every single day. Yes, 1,000 every day. And I would actually venture that number is higher now than it was even a week or 2 weeks ago. As we peel back the layers of the onion and start to realize that less and less people are adopting because of financial issues. So your adoption rates are down, your euthanization rates are up to make space, especially at municipal shelters. So just bear that in mind. Now is a crucial time for people to understand just how bad the situation is in shelters across the country. Now, part of the idea, part of the idea with this activation was to remind people that saving the lives of homeless dogs and cats is in the hands of the public. It's up to all of us to get together to help Best Friends achieve that No Kill Nation goal by 2025. Now, the more information, advocacy, and programming that Best Friends does, the closer we do get to that goal. So, one cool feature of the stunt to help inform the public was that each balloon had a hang tag which had a QR code on it, helping them to learn more about the ways they can take action, including adopting, fostering, donating, and advocating for animals in their local community. Our friend Julie Castle, who's the CEO of Best Friends Animal Society and also on the cover of our November issue, which was the adoption and rescue issue, had this to say, quote, "Our hope is the activation will inspire people to get out and adopt a pet from their local shelter or animal rescue. Shelters across the country and right here in New York City need your help. Let's give homeless pets something to be thankful for this season." Yeah, I'm biased. Julie is an amazing CEO, very compassionate, very passionate woman who genuinely cares about what happens to our forever friends. So, Julie, thank you for that. With the event happening during Giving Week, Best Friends is hoping that community members are encouraged to contribute in the way that feels best to them. So, look, Stunts like this are incredibly important in the fight to reach a no-kill nation status by 2025. And when I say stunt, please don't think that I'm saying that negatively. Remember, I was a publicist. I own a marketing practice for over 25 years. Stunt is something that you do in order to capture a lot of attention in a short period of time. So not only do they raise public awareness of the issues, they also give people a visual cue to understand exactly how dire things are right now. And it's only going to get worse unless we all, as a community, chip in to help our forever friends. Speaking of which, yesterday was Giving Tuesday. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I've said this the last couple of weeks, Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. It's when nonprofit organizations pull as many resources together as they can to drive donations back to their cause. This is especially important in animal rescue and advocacy. Now, every year people ask me, oh my God, Sean Patrick, who do I donate to? There are so many organizations. I put my support behind Best Friends Animal Society. I choose them for their life-saving programs, their life-saving centers, advocacy, and their goal of a no-kill nation by 2025. It's never too late to help. So yeah, it's the day after Giving Tuesday. If you're interested in donating to a pawsome cause, head over to bestfriends.org. Now, look, I'm not saying you have to donate to them. If you've got a rescue or a shelter or an animal advocacy organization that you love, that you've donated to before, by all means, if you can, donate what you can. That's the most important thing, is that if you don't have the money, and a lot of people don't right now, and let me sort of peel back on that. Donating is not the most important thing. Sharing, having a conversation, and informing others is, because that can lead to more donations and more lives saved. That's the most important thing. I'm sorry I misspoke. Now, in the interest of helping out a little more, we're going to have an extra Furry Friday segment right now, even though it's Wednesday. So here are some forever ones available for adoption right now at the Best Friends Animal Society Life Saving Center in Manhattan, downtown. First up is Diego. This adorable 4-month-old male terrier mix puppy is ready to meet you. Diego has lots of energy like all puppies do, and like all dogs and puppies, he will need lots of socialization, playtime, and love. Diego will benefit from additional training to become the best dog he can be. He's been neutered, microchipped, dewormed, and is up to date on vaccines to his age limit. So he's currently 13 pounds, and he's expected to be a small to medium-sized pet. So let me just peel back something on this real quick so you understand. When you adopt, especially from an organization like Best Friends, all of the things, the medical things that need to happen are usually done prior to adoption. So in this case, neutered, microchipped, dewormed, up to date on vaccines, those kinds of things, okay? Just so you understand the variables that go into adoption. So moving on, next up is S'mores, a handsome 2-year-old tuxedo boy. One look at his super cute face and you will fall in love. He's friendly and an all-around fun guy who likes to play, but also loves a good snuggle and pets. Like all cats and kittens, he will need lots of socialization, playtime, and love. And as I said before, he's been neutered, microchipped, dewormed, and is up to date on his vaccines. Both animals are currently available to meet you in person at the Best Friends Animal Society Life Saving Center at 307 West Broadway, and that's between Grand and Canal Streets in Manhattan. The center is open to visitors from noon until 6 p.m., 7 days a week. Now, bear one thing in mind. Best Friends does not hold animals, and the cats that are currently available at the center may be adopted before your visit. So if you're really interested in seeing S'mores, you better get down there right away. And of course, I have to end this episode with a funny meme for everybody. Folks, like I said, keep a calm head, stay safe, keep your forever ones close, stay pawsome. I'll see you on Friday.